Good morning, everyone. I meant to do this yesterday, but had a disaster in the house. I had a ladies' meeting here with my wife and a friend, very elderly friend, got her car clamped for non-payment of road tax. Oh, she was in a state. Well, it's completely overlooked. She just, when I had a blank on it, so I had to spend the following 2 hours sorting that out, going up to the post office and re-registering the car, and it was a bit of a nightmare, but anyway it got sorted out in the end, so I'll do it today. This is I've just done a rough sketch of just a bit of landscape here. Could be the Surrey Hills. Just pour some paint out. This is the cadmium yellow pale. It's a hue, but all cadmiums that we buy now, apart from if you buy from specialist suppliers, are non-toxic. They're synthetic colours, because cadmium is quite deadly, as you know. But this isn't cadmium, it's a look-alike, a hue. Right, okay, just put that to one side. I'll put that in I've got a box behind me, a fisherman's box, full up with paints that I've accumulated over the years. Right, okay. Bit paper ready, just to clean that palette. Now I do paint rather quickly. A friend asked me if I would consider it to be lazy painting. It wasn't meant as an insult, but I am rather quick. Right, okay. So this is the last little bit of the Saunders Waterford £90 cold pressed paper. I've just divided it in two, do two paintings, one for Patreon and one for you. So I'll wet the paper all over. Probably a bit of my paint's not the cleanest, or my water's not the cleanest. So let's get that a little bit wet there. And I've set this up so that you can actually see me mixing the paint. I do prefer to hold the palette all at times, but we can work with this. So we've got cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, which I don't use a lot of, light red, which I do, ultramarine, bit of burnt umber. I don't use much of that. Use that mainly for beaches. Payne's grey, which I do, and burnt sienna, my favourite colour, is there. So I could put a bit of sienna in the sky. I always paint wet in wet. Just cover the whole lot. It'll dry a lot lighter than when you put it on. Okay, well we'll have a sunny day, so I'll put a bit of the ultramarine in. See, this is where I like to hold the palette, and we'll just a bit of streakiness, so let's put a bit of Payne's grey in that. A little bit of cloud, a bit darker than that. Just going over those hills. Okay, that will do. Mix a bit of that with a bit of light red. Mix a bit of light red in with that. Lowering cloud. Okay, before it dries, you've usually got about a minute or two before the shine goes off the paper, and you can sort of work on it during that time. But when the paper starts, or the paint, the water starts to dry, it will soak into the paper. That's when you leave it alone, or give it a hair drying treatment, which I'm going to do right now. Just pull it tight. Don't need to stretch your papers. Just do what I do. Just clip in each corner, pull the paper tight, and it will stay flat. And then if it buckles up again, just do the same. Right, ready, go. This is a really beautiful paper, but if you all go and buy it, there won't be any left for me because I'm going to have to order some. But I've got some Bockingford behind me on my big office table. Those Bockingford. I've got Winsor & Newton Cotman practice paper, which is quite good. All right, I can put in a bit of a background to that now. But this paper, it does hold a lot of water, but it's quite thin, but it's beautiful. It does look at how the paint spreads in the paper. It's just beautiful, soft edges, soft. Okay, so let's just get a bit of a background in there. Okay, that's our background, and let's just get over there a bit more. Okay, going down to that path, going through. Well, it's all disappeared now. Okay, we'll dry that again. Then we can put some trees in, some background trees. My headphones off. Go. Right, I'm going to use this sable. I bought 3 sable brushes. This is a Kolinsky sable from the Art in Action art fair near Oxford, and I think it's owned by a famous actor. Played Blackadder. I can't remember his name. Rowan Atkinson. And he owned this big manor house in the grounds. But lovely, fabulous day out. We went twice, but unfortunately COVID stopped any further displays. But I think they were calling a halt on it anyway. But we had a couple of lovely days. 3 art groups went up from London to near Oxford on a lovely, fabulous sunny day. Couple of sunny days. And we went on the last day, and then that's when the suppliers are selling off their stuff cheap. So it just goes to show how much profit there is in sable brushes. I've got a large sable, which I don't really use. I've got my Hakes, but I do like to use them on the trees, but I don't do it very often. And look, I've moved the palette, and so you can't see that. So we want a sort of a bluey grey for these trees here. So that's right. Okay, so we'll put these in. Too much water in the brush. The Hakes are just a bit too clumsy for this on such a small scale. I think after this I'm going to use up some my acrylics and do a sort of a rocky scene and a coast, sort of a cool type painting, beach painting, coast painting. Beautiful brush. Let's just get that one a bit higher. I will put some going down the hill. Just dry brushing, just dragging the brush over that. bit of a lump there. A bit of water in there, but not too much. You don't want you want it to, you don't want it to go like that. You want it to go like that. So you have to adjust your water. But I can put some filigree in there. Oh. Plenty of bird holes. I might put some evergreens in this. Because you do get evergreens in the winter. So there we are, so that's that. This one's a bit of a rogue there. Okay, that'll do for that. Now I'm going to, while that is drying off, I'm going to just do this path here. We want a bit of dry brush. Just coming down here, a bit of shadow on the hills. Shadow. And we put in a bit of burnt sienna. I let my paints dry. I forgot to put them in the stay wet palette. I'm waiting for some document bags, the Ziploc. I think they're A3, which are the ones I have been using, but they eventually wear out. The zips don't last forever. Right, we want some Payne's grey, bit of burnt sienna. Oh dear. We just want to put in just a bit of tree stuff or bushes. Just get more burnt sienna in there. Now, I'm a great believer of doing foregrounds quickly. We can have a larger tree coming out of that. Right, let's use a bit of the yellow and the Payne's grey. Some nice greeny stuff in there. Just any old how, just put them in. Add a bit of colour to them. But leave plenty of sparkle, because you will have snow on these, but I don't want to use any gouache to put the snow in. But I want to get a bit of a tree, a large tree, a winter tree, but warmer colour. Cover that one up. By the time I put some branches and twigs in there, will come to, it will make sense. Well, I hope it will. There's going to be a shadow in there. Okay, that'll do. Get something on the other side. They've probably gone a bit too heavy with this. But it all dries lighter than when you put it on. Oh, there's too much water going out there. Up the hill. So you see the sides of the brush, a bit warmer, with a bit of a sienna. You can tell I don't use the sables very much. Hear the roughness of the paper? It might be thin, but my word, it packs a punch. Right, let's get a bit of that dark green. Just Payne's grey and a bit of lemon, cadmium yellow, pale. Ooh. That's not registering. A bit more water. More Payne's grey. A bit more yellow. Okay. I'll put a bit of heavy stuff in there, I think. And here and there. Bit of a happy accident there. Right, now that's almost dry, so let's bit of rigour. I'll just put a bit of stuff over it in there. I'll just get the shadow coming down here. You've got to justify that. So just put a hard stuff in there. That tree I'm going to make a bit bigger because I don't want it to clash in scale with the background trees. So let's get a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of burnt sienna, just to warm it up a little bit. Now let's go. And then we darken some of that in here. Alright, let's get the rig up and start fiddling around, poking it and prodding it to death. But using Frank Clark's lovely rigger, so we want some dark. The Payne's grey and a bit of burnt sienna, and we'll see what happens. A bit more water. We start to justify all that canopy. Remember to taper your trunks. Beautiful little brush. I hope Frank's all right. He's sort of been absent. I think he's been ill, and I think he lost his wife. I'm not sure. I don't get that wrong, but I heard he had a tough time. We all like Frank Clark. He's a lovely guy, lovely Irish guy. Got the blarney. Let's make a little pool of that. It's a bit different than those abstracts I've been doing, but I do enjoy abstract painting. I'd like to do more, but I don't want to lose all my subscribers. So any feedback would be very useful. Having said I won't put any white gouache on, I could do, because there will be some snow, some shadowy snow on there, which is a bit difficult to use. I don't like using masking tape, masking fluid. Look at those long branches coming across there. They're not dry yet. Right, there's a little bit up there, just going out to the edge of that canopy. Got some more darks. This one. So that's bringing them a bit closer to the foreground. I think I got carried away there. I think I get carried away sometimes. But the branches go down as well as up. Justify that one. We'll put some fine work in these. So we have sort of bluey grey with these. I don't know if that will show, but I think I've used a bit too much water in some of this. So it's gone a little bit muddy. Okay, well, think I will use a bit of gouache if I can find some. Got some on here, I think. Let me tell you what. There we are. White blanco. I'll put it. It's a bit stiff, but I'll put it in the middle of there because I can scrape it off because I don't want it to mix with any of the other colours. Right, okay, where's my little sable? There it is. Clean it. Get some little bits of bluey white. I just sometimes it looks a little bit false. So look at the light coming from, don't know where, there, coming from there, so just a little bit of a just adds a little bit of je ne sais quoi. I don't want to overdo it. Just tone that down a little bit. Okay, let's put in a bit of blue shadow now, being cast. No shadow, the shadow would sort of run out behind that there. I'll get my little bird brush and put a few birds in and sign it. Beautiful bird brush. Oh, that. Lovely, best rig I've ever had, this one. Okay, put it in a mount. Let's put a bit of. I'm only recording this on a 16 gig, so I don't want to put another video on it. My 32 gigabyte is, I don't know, I sort of have a real hard job. It's like I haven't formatted it, but I have. It took me ages just to find the video that I put on. Oh, don't want that one, it's too small. I put on Patreon. There we are, that's so there we are, we've got another little snow scene. Let's just okay. Let's just get that bit centred. So we've used mostly Payne's grey, ultramarine, burnt sienna, and raw sienna, and a bit of cadmium yellow pale. So quite a limited palette. So I hope you like that. We've got a nice snowstorm coming in there. and the trees. I'm quite happy with the trees now. Okay, I'll get that uploaded for you and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.